these women certainly aren't damsels in distress.
Girl? Girl? If it weren't for this girl, you would still be in the Horned King's dungeon.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most feminist Disney ladies.
Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're ranking characters from Disney and Pixar movies who display a variety of feminist traits. We're excluding live-action films, so unfortunately characters like Mrs. Banks won't make the cut.
We're clearly soldiers in petticoats and dauntless crusaders for women's votes.
Number 10. Rapunzel Tangled.
Here comes the smolder. This is kind of an off day for me. This doesn't normally happen.
It pretty much goes without saying that as the years have gone on, Disney has created more and more independent female characters. While the iconic princesses of the House of Mouse's early years may have been waiting for a man to come save them, their modern heroines are much more self-sufficient. Here! Case in point, Rapunzel from Tangled. You know how the story goes. A beautiful girl is trapped in a tower and needs a dude to come set her free. In this contemporary adaptation of the classic tale, though, Rapunzel can really hold her own with a strong head of hair on her shoulders.
I've got a dream. She's got a dream. I've got a dream.
She's got a dream.
Number 9. Pocahontas. While this film's depiction of the titular Native American icon is far from historically accurate, no one can fault Disney for the compelling character that they created.
Think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew.
While the love story between Pocahontas and John Smith is central to this film, it doesn't end with the happily ever after that we were expecting.
This is the path I choose, Father. What will yours be?
Not only does Pocahontas defy the men in her life time and time again, insisting that she be able to choose her own path, but she also chooses her community over romance in the end.
I'm needed here.
Number 8. Tiana, the Princess and the Frog. Tiana is definitely best known for being the first African-American Disney princess, but it's important to remember that she's also a great representation of a feminist woman. Rather than dreaming of the day her prince will come, Tiana dreams of starting her own business.
But I know exactly where I'm going, getting closer and closer every day.
She is a great example for young girls who are used to seeing women portrayed on screen as only hoping to find love.
Step aside, mister. Watch and learn.
She helped to usher in an era of female Disney characters who were so much more than their romantic subplots.
He never lost sight of what was really important.
Easy with that. Careful.
And neither will I.
Number 7. Elsa, Frozen. Unlike most other Disney princesses, Elsa from Frozen has no romantic plotline at all.
Don't let them in. Don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be.
She's focused on much bigger problems, like avoiding turning her entire kingdom to ice. She also helps her sister Anna avoid the typical trappings of a romance gone wrong.
You can't marry a man you just met. You can if it's true love.
Anna, what do you know about true love?
Her signature song of Let It Go is one of the most successful Disney tunes in recent memory, and is all about ditching people's expectations of you and just being yourself, no matter what that looks like. What's more feminist than that?
Let it go, let it go. That perfect girl that's gone. Here I stand in the light of day.
Number 6. Officer Judy Hopps, Zootopia. Who ever heard of a bunny being a police officer?
Just Quit and go home, Fuzzy Bunny.
There's never been a bunny cop.
Never.
Never.
Just a stupid carrot-farming dumb bunny.
Zootopia can be interpreted in many ways, as it's clearly a social commentary veiled as a fun kids movie.
They really did hire a bunny.
What?
I gotta tell you, you are even cuter than I thought you'd be.
Ooh, you probably didn't know, but a bunny can call another bunny cute, but when other animals do it...
Judy Hopps attempts to climb the ladder in a career path dominated by species who are more physically imposing than her. But the thing that goes unsaid is that she's also one of the few women in her field. In fact, the whole story could be representative of women in the workplace. If you replace prey with women, this seems like a pretty feminist movie. Ironic, right?
And the more we try to understand one another, the more exceptional each of us will be. But we have to try.
Number 5. Belle, Beauty and the Beast.
I want adventure in the great white somewhere. I want it more than I can tell.
If you've been part of the dialogue about Belle that was stirred up with the release of the live-action adaptation of this Disney classic, you know that she can be a bit of a polarizing character.
Well, you shouldn't have been in the West Wing!
Well, you should learn to control your temper.
Whether she's a feminist has been called into question because of the way she reacted to the Beast's treatment of her. She is clearly meant to be portrayed as a woman who is unusually intelligent and is discriminated against for being different than those around her. She is also one of the earliest female Disney characters who really held their own, and was shown standing up to a man who was pursuing her.
I'm very sorry, Gaston, but I just don't deserve you.
Whoa.
Number 4. Merida, Brave. In creating Merida, it was clear that Disney and Pixar were attempting to write a feminist princess.
I am Merida, firstborn descendant of Clan Dunbrog, and I'll be shooting for my own hand.
The basis of her story is one we've heard countless times before. A young girl is being pressured into an arranged marriage that she doesn't want, and exerts her independence to follow her own path.
This whole marriage is what you want. Do you ever bother to ask what I want? No! You walk around telling me what to do, what not to do, trying to make me be like you. Well, I'm not going to be like you.
On top of that, she also refuses to perform femininity in the way that is expected of her, forcing those around her to reshape their idea of what it means to be a woman. Number 3. Helen Parr, also known as Elastigirl, the Incredibles franchise.
I'm at the top of my game. I'm right up there with the big dogs. Girls, come on. Leave the saving of the world to the men? I don't think so.
When we first met Elastigirl in 2004's The Incredibles, it was clear that she was a strong character. But when the film finally got a sequel 14 years later, Helen Parr had become the star of the show, leaving her husband behind to take care of the kids, while she's out saving the world.
Bye, sweetie.
Creator Brad Bird said, quote, "I don't think you would ever catch me saying that it's feminist because that makes it sound like it has an agenda. In any case, this follow-up clearly represents what modern families look like, and that's pretty darn progressive."
You know it's crazy, right? To help my family, I gotta leave it. To fix the law, I gotta break it.
You've got to, so our kids can have that choice.
Number 2. Moana. Moana.
Become one with me. I know the way. I am Moana.
Unsurprisingly, with each film that Disney releases, their female characters seem to become more fiercely independent and autonomous.
You are not my hero, and I'm not here so you can sign my oar. I'm here because you stole the heart of Tafiti, and you will board my boat, sail across the sea, and put it back.
With 2016's Moana, we got to meet a female figure unlike any we had seen before. Moana isn't concerned about finding a man, but rather about pushing her personal limits and saving her people. Her signature song is called How Far I'll Go, and is all about seeing what she is capable of and not being held back by people's expectations of her.
The wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me. One day I'll know how far I'll go.
At the the film's conclusion, she even becomes chief of her village, defying the odds. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Aren't you a damsel in distress?
I'm a damsel. I'm in distress. I can handle this. Have a nice day.
Just let her meet me. I will win your daughter.
How dare you?
All of you, standing around deciding my future? I am not a prize to be won.
Divine, so there's 10 of you and 1 of me. What's a poor girl to do?
Number 1. Mulan. Mulan. Interestingly, our number 1 pick for the most feminist Disney character is one that was created 2 decades ago. Mulan exemplifies many of the qualities of a feminist woman, and acted as a role model for lots of young girls in the 90s and beyond. She calls into question the gender roles in her very traditional society, and goes undercover as a man in order to pursue her goals.
Sorry.
Sorry you had to see that, but you know how it is when you get those, manly urges, and you just gotta kill something.
She acknowledges that she wouldn't be getting anywhere as a woman in her role, but ultimately subverts people's expectations of what girls are capable of.
It looks like you're out of ideas.
Not quite.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.